Hey,
Hello.
there we go.
Right, let's get started.
Afternoon, or evening, or morning, depending on where the hell you're viewing this from. So, I'm Sam Rogers. I'm the assistant designer on Fish Sim World.
I'm Aaron, I'm the other designer, the lesser designer. I'm alright.
You're not lesser at all.
No, I'm joking, obviously. I'm great.
Hoping. But we're back again. This is our second week in a row doing this. So you have to deal with our bearded faces for an hour. But today we're going to...
Second week in a row.
Yeah.
We didn't do this last week.
Not last week, but our second crack at it.
Yeah.
So that's why I got the bass hat on this time. So I did poorly in the carp version where you won.
Okay.
So, we got people chatting already.
Sup, Darth Badger. Hello, Mattis. And Big Timer J is hosting.
It's already
Yes.
on it. So, but we're going to do a bit different. We're not hunting for bass today.
We are going to be looking for muskie and gar on Lake Boulder, and we're going to see who can catch the biggest of each one. Maybe do a little bonus for if you catch total weight.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. We'll work this out.
Total weight as well. So,
All I know is bragging rights are on the line.
would you like to go first?
Yeah, let's have a stab.
Unless you do your quick.
Actually, you know what? You go first
Oh,
because
yeah.
I had advantage maybe last time.
Well, first thing is I'm doing my equipment before anything else.
Home advantage.
What do I want? Yeah, I'm going to get some different roddage on this. 12. Big spoon's pretty good too.
Cheers, Raggedy Foil. You're awesome.
I'm not going to go pencil.
What's up, Big Timer? Hey, Rich. I'm going to call you Rich for short. I hope that's alright. When does the comp start? We're gonna start a little competition in just a minute. Sam's just setting up his tackle
Need
box.
the right gear because
He's a tryhard.
got to go hard or go home, right? But also I know, like, is it a bit bad because like we have a slight advantage. We set the depth that fish go to. That's part
Don't
of
worry about that.
part of our job role. We have to determine like how deep a fish goes, and we obviously try and base it on real life. So and I know they like to go deep, and they're fat. No, I don't take spoon bait. Yeah.
Fresh and gold.
Yeah, man. Take that piece. What boat they got on?
The Ridge Monkey Wrap.
No, we gotta go. Might as well go big, right?
What's up, guys? Sorry, Josh, no updates today. We're just having a little playthrough. I don't know who Tyler is, but
I want to do this looking in
I hope
style,
they're
though, right?
handsome.
This comes the other.
wait for Do Perfect.
Oof, that camo piece. That's happening.
Cheers, Raggedy Foil. That's the stuff we like to see. Have we got anyone new watching the stream that's only just tried out the game recently through the free weekend we was hosting?
I'll go in the morning.
Supper late, friend. Did you try out? Are you new from the new weekend as well? Where are you going to?
Bob's Marina, the classic.
You're not old, you're a veteran. You're vintage. Vintage chic.
Experienced. Look at that engine though. Whew.
Oh, the camera.
To be done. They won't see me coming. That's how OP that engine is.
crash jump in something we're still working on, Josh. It's nearly tidy, nearly ready.
There's been some exciting footage, where, especially when they strike on float and it's come straight out. It's exciting. Looking forward to that.
Scooby hands, oi oi. Yeah, we're all good here, cheers guys. Hope everything's good for you lot as well.
It's quite sunny out today, which is nice.
It's a bit brisk, but
A little bit.
it'll do, at least it's dry. No snow.
Still happen, though.
All I know is the more time you spend driving.
No, I'm risking it.
So you can actually see at the top there the fish finder, where Sam's been driving over the fish. The fish are disappearing to the left-hand side of the fish finder. So basically, that just shows where the fish is under you, and then as you drive over it, it will disappear off the screen. And you can see the depth as well there. So the top of the fish finder, there's a 0. So that means if there's a fish there, it's at the surface. But at the bottom, there's a 164. So that's the deepest part of the lake bed where he is at the moment. And if there's a fish at the bottom of there, it means that the fish is swimming at the very bottom of the lake. I know the fish finder is quite hard to read for a lot of people, but we try to make it as realistic as possible. We try to make it like an actual fish finder in real life, rather than try and dumb it down for the game. But yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of a better understanding.
A few around me, but nothing hench. I might have to wall. That's alright. No problem. Let's get Rod 2 out.
The booty shaker.
Yeah. Let's hope it does the biz for me. It's hench, isn't it? Small fry today, we're going big game. Oh, lots of people following.
Constant.
Trying to skim it across that bottom. If you see, like I'm feathering that thing, giving it a little. And I think I have to listen to what the fish finder's saying and mosey on out.
So yeah, also on the fish finder now you can see the grey line. Where it's grey and below, that means that's the lake bed at the moment. So although the deepest part of the lake is 164, currently it's only down to like, what, around maybe 40 or something like that?
Crazy.
Yeah, we've got multiplayer, so if you're on console, we can put 4 people into a lobby, and you play with 3 other people on a lake. But if you're on PC, it goes up to 8 player. There's no plans to do Catfish as a DLC, but I am going to say you can probably expect some big things in terms of Catfish.
little tease.
Stephen was reeling in the new species last week. Well,
I'll troll that way. Yeah.
will there be Chub and Barbel come in? Barbel's definitely on the roadmap. Chub Not 100% sure. It's a possibility. Megalodon V2. Give them what they want.
Oh, something hit my lure then.
What if Megalodon hadn't even reached max size yet? Imagine.
Not even hit his final form.
Not in his peak. Got some shadows going over.
Yeah.
Setting the atmosphere.
I do like having a little troll around. I do get quite... It's quite therapeutic. Just having a little mooch.
I saw some splashes on the left there.
Just have a little stop then, shall we?
I think he looked like a bass.
I'd take... I know it's not for our competition, but I'd again, lacking on the old catch front at the moment.
Oxtail saying, put your hands on your head if you see this. And just giving it a little rub. Oh, the door go. I was going to say, don't interrupt us. We are fishing.
It's like, I'm in the zone.
Tense stuff.
A couple of fatties on there now, though. Here we go. God.
That's coming straight in.
Dude, too fast. Instant height. Aww. Too punchy then. Still.
Booty shaker did it.
That's it. We've dusted the cobwebs off now. We need a fatty. Actually, I'm going to get the gold piece out.
So we were talking about this at work recently, and someone asked how a small perch is expected to take
a big lure.
A big lure. And I think, surprisingly, not an awful lot of people necessarily know, but for people that are new to the game as well, basically it comes down to the fact that sometimes it's not about the species trying to eat the lure. Sometimes it's just trying to attack the lure to defend itself, and in the process that's where it will get hooked and you get your chance to strike and reel it in. We're on Lake Boulder at the moment.
The OG.
Yes, it's the very first lake that we worked on for Fishing Sim World.
This scale especially is looking a bit more promising. That sounds a little fight.
Should have brought a pen in.
I've got my phone if I've got to do some noted, but yeah, I should have bought my notepad.
Classic.
Got saying.
It's a calm fight.
So it's calm, but it's not giving up yet. The control is going constant. Come on. It's looking long. It might be a pike.
Oh no, look, it's alright. I think Stephen's got it. He's taking a note.
Oh, nice. We got an authenticator.
Adjudicator.
That's the one.
Or like those people you have in the exams at school. I can't. What are they called?
Moderators?
Moderator. I don't know, it might be moderator.
That's actually what he is doing. Come on now. You've been round my boat once.
Luigi, Will Apple, this is Fishing Sim World. We are already out. We are available on PS4, Xbox and PC. Bosh. So at the moment we're just having a little freedom fishing session. Me and Sam are having a personal contest. We're going to see who can catch the biggest gar and the biggest muskie on Lake Boulder. I'm hoping I might even be able to just rub salt in the wounds and use his own equipment against him, to be honest. But we'll see.
Beat him with my own setup. If we're going on scoring, it's 1-0 to you at the moment. You won the carp challenge.
Yeah, man, by a whisker in the end, wasn't it? I think it was pretty close.
I'm saying it's when we try and get into the game that we've noticed when we have gone fishing, it instantly becomes competitive. I think everyone does it. that tiny bit of pride, even though everyone loves the sport and just fishing, but everyone wants to be better than the other person they're fishing with. These fish don't want to give up.
So this is just freedom fishing. You just jump in, no time
there we
limit.
go.
Oh, what's he got?
Oh,
he's
it's fat.
It's a beast.
Nice pike.
Mm.
Doesn't count though.
No,
It's a shame.
close but no cigar.
That's a good sign that got some fatties. I'm gonna carry on this one a little bit.
Stephen, you need to sort out this 2v2 so Scooby Hayes can spank us.
We've heard the gauntlet's been thrown out.
I think it's just a good chance for him to show us up on
That's
stream.
what I mean. It's gonna divide the men from the boys, I guess.
No plans for Nintendo Switch at the moment, I'm afraid. Hey, I'm not saying we'd ever rule it out, but definitely not in the roadmap or pipeline at the moment. Where is Des? I don't even
working.
know. Is he actually?
So yeah.
I mean, maybe.
He was working when I last left him.
I'm sure he's keeping an eye on things.
He sometimes drops in the old chat.
Shows his face.
Yeah. He keeps saying he's gonna crash one of our streams at one point, but we've not seen him make an appearance yet.
It's a matter of time. No ills in the game at the moment. So yeah, this is the freedom fishing mode. Nice and easy. Just go in, have a chill out. But we do have some single player tournaments where you go up against AI. We have multiplayer, so you can drop in with friends. Go head to head, toe to toe. See who's the better angler. And then we got the live events as well. So the live events are, you'll go into a lake on your own and you'll have a time limit to catch as much as you can. And then at the end of the time limit, your score goes onto the leaderboard. And then it's a global leaderboard of everyone who's competed in that same tournament. And we keep those tournaments in rotation, so it'll be on different lakes with different rules. We have the 4 different types. We have the Big Bass Tour, we have the Carp Championship, the Match Series, and the Predator Challenge. So the Big Bass Tour is heaviest 5 bass that you catch, and if you catch a heavier bass, it will knock the smallest one out of your score, and then it's that value combined. With the Carp Championship, which is total weight of all the carp that you catch. We have the Match Series, which is nothing to do with weight, it's to do with the total number of catches you make. So it's better to go for smaller fish because you'll probably be able to reel more in a shorter amount of time without the weight mattering. And then we have the Predator Challenge, which is obviously tackling the predator species like the pike. This week we've got the Big Bass Tour on Lake Boulder, the Carp Championship is on Manor Farm, the Match Series is going to be on Gigantica Main Lake, and the Predator Challenge is going to be on Grand Union Canal. So if you're into your competitive gaming / fishing, that's probably going to be the mode for you, the mode where you can go up against everyone else in the world who's playing the game and the scores that they're getting. So we've got largemouth bass, £6, 13 ounce.
He's probably jumping around.
It's not what we're looking for though.
No.
That's a big fat 0. That's
No,
all I
it's still
saw.
the fat two alright sized fish, but still on a 0 on the board.
Sea fishing is something that would be awesome to do, but before we start exploring other avenues and other styles of fishing, I think it's really important that we try and make what we have already perfect, because there's still loads of stuff that we want to add to and be able to do with the bass fishing and with the carp fishing. That's definitely our focus at the moment.
I keep asking for sea fishing. Pier or on a boat. I'd be happy with either. Catch some hench. Like, I think the biggest thing I saw my brother catch was dogfish. It was hench.
Really?
Yeah, like big. They could take your finger off if you let it. Is there another bass? Yeah. Yeah, we have got the bass jumping in this zone, so at least you can actually see some of the work in progress for it.
Oh, what version of the game is this?
I'm not sure. Steven set it up, he might be able to tell you in the chat. But yeah, there you go. Got a flipping. Not as big as the other one. And it's not the species I want.
That's right, you're reeling them in.
Yeah, that's nice. Don't get me wrong. If I wasn't feeling the pressure of having to try and get a gar or a muskie, I'd be quite enjoying this right now. But right now, I've got egg on my face and I've not got much time left.
Oh my, you're actually approaching the deadline.
Yeah! That's the only thing I do.
So
like.
really, all I'm going to have to do is catch
If
one.
you catch one, yeah, you've won this. What do we do in the draw? Do we have to like roll it over to next week?
Scotty B's trying to lay down the gauntlet now. Oh my days. Scotty B wants a ruckus. I'll beat y'all at fishing easy.
GGEs.
I'm not going to lie, you probably would. Why doesn't the rod bend more? Eurofishing had this done right. Rod bending, we've been hearing people say about this. It's, you know, not something I can really talk much about, but it's something we're going to try and look at.
So that's one thing I looked at recently, just because again we keep getting reported that it's not bendy enough. I have got the other issue though, if you go too much the other way, then it will flex in different directions. So it's a balance between...
Pick your poison.
Yeah, and also trying to mimic, because we do have like the fast actions and the slow actions of the rod, so depending on that will also affect how far it bends and where it bends. So with all our equipment it does have a bit of finesse about trying to get it right, where it doesn't look like comically bendy, because we wouldn't want that either. Hey, it's little Xander. Oh. I don't know if they could take your finger off. I think you'd know about it if you let one of them bite him. He looks quite happy.
Scotty wants to dig up your own words. Wait, Scotty was challenging us, saying he can beat us at our own game, and now he doesn't know you can't dig up your own worms. Come on, Scotty. Come on. I believed you before, you ruined it. Catch your own crickets, oh my god.
Making your own bait has been requested before. It's not again been on our roadmap, but it's not saying that wouldn't be considered, because I know a lot of people do get into mixing their own baits.
We're spooking the fish, we're too loud.
What time do we start?
Like 5 past.
Sweet. Oh, a little bit.
You got like 10 minutes, kosher.
Sweet, I thought I had 4 minutes. Come on, I just need one.
See, he's doing alright, but it's just not the
Something
species that
actually
we're
on my
going
catch
for.
summary.
I feel like
Not
we've been a bit
doing-
harsh,
Not
maybe.
doing too bad.
Bit too specific on the rules.
Yeah,
Catch
you
one
know,
or two, trying
got-
to show them off.
We've got to mix it up, haven't we? So, I
Mm.
mean, let's go hard or go home, innit? We're not going with this just total weight today.
Elite Gaming asking if it's the end of DLC maps or if more will come. There should be more maps coming out in the future. You know, we always want to get more lakes out there, more variety for places you can fish, and then obviously with new locations comes new species, which is obviously, well, for us probably one of the biggest, most exciting parts.
And globally, aesthetically, making the environments look different would be nice.
Any plans to add passage of time? Oh, how do you mean, like fishing in a past venue? That'd be quite interesting. That's not something we've spoke about.
More like in a Euro one.
Yeah, I mean, we did something not in fishing, but on the train games back in the day. We did actually have we had a train route DLC that was set on Riviera. It was the Riviera line, but it was set in the 50s. That was pretty awesome. It'd be cool if we could do something like that. If there was like a lot of people, is there a venue that a lot of people would be interested in from the past?
Yes, I guess that's the question. What time period and where?
The closest thing we've done to historic stuff in fishing is back in Eurofishing. I think it was on the Manor Farm venue. We had some named fish that weren't alive anymore, and I think they were called like Manor Farm Legends or something similar.
May they rest in peace.
Oh no, look, passage of time is in sun movement and time progression to add realism.
Oh.
With the current lighting system we have in game, I'm not sure how possible that is, if I'm completely honest. I do miss having that from Eurofishing. I miss being able to speed or slow down the simulation so that you could have a more realistic experience if that's what you was looking for. We spoke about being able to like phase between times of day maybe, but at the moment not what we're planning on focusing on, but maybe one day it's going to come. School of Shred. You should put trout, salmon and grayling in the game. Is everyone agreeing with that? Is there any other species that people want to see really bad in game?
Definitely need to do a different location for salmon though, because they're more like a river type flow based fish.
Sturgeon. Loch Ness, I hope you're talking about the location and not the species.
Both.
Sturgeon. Sticklebacks. Sturgeon again. Oh, more sturgeon. They want the sturgeon.
Hashtag sturgeon.
Get that trend in. Hashtag sturgeon. FSW. Scooby Hayes going for the chub as well. Chain pig.
It's the right shape, but it's not the right species. Little baby though.
Golden tench, grass carp and eels. You know, I see a lot of people talk about eels.
I caught an eel night fishing once.
Really?
Only thing I caught, I went out at like, must have been at like 4 in the morning. It's freezing, but yeah, all I caught was an eel.
One of the guys on the team is Polish, and his girlfriend, fiance should I say, always talks about how we should add eel fishing. She loves eel fishing apparently. Fair play. You want a river venue? River DLC with flathead catfish would be a huge hit with US anglers. Yeah, it'd be nice to have more variety in the catfish we have at the moment.
We've
got muskie.
Has been looked at. Ooh. With that cast.
The competition right now is for muskie and gar. Muskie/gar. Tiger muskie counts.
I think I've caught nearly everything but no. Perch, pike, bass, walleye, chain pickerel and crappie.
Spotlight Gaming Network, will you be working on the time it takes to land your fish once you get it to the boat? What exactly do you mean? Are you talking about the transition between netting the fish and the animation where you hold it for the camera? Any lakes you can fish on at night? Also, is it all boat fishing or can you fish from the shore and docks? So some of the lakes are boat only, but we do have lakes that have pegs, and you can claim a peg, and when you've got a peg claimed, you can have up to 3 rods. In the future, we might have some lakes that you can do a little bit of both. There might be some shore fishing as well as some boat fishing, and yeah, you can go on the lakes at night as well. Putting soft plastics on other lures. I can't promise anything, and we're not 100% sure what it's going to entail yet, but we're definitely interested in trying to improve our current rigging system. Now, whether in the future that means we'll be able to put soft plastic on other lures, that's another story, but it's something we definitely want to have a tinker with.
So I was actually doing a lot of research on that today.
Surface fishing for carp. That would be nice. Dead baits and live baits. Yep, dead baits, 100% wanting to look into that. Live baits poses a bit more of a challenge, but again, it's not completely off the cards. We just got to work it out. Bought the game during free to play, having a blast. We'll be streaming it a lot. Nice one. Glad you're enjoying it. Oh no. Stop it.
For double appreciation, that isn't it?
If you're new to the game, have you already gone through the tutorials? I'm guessing you saw them on the main menu. We've got them as videos at the moment, but they can be pretty useful just for getting some tips to start going off the ground. Understand a bit more about the gameplay mechanics. Try to catch a big one. He's been trying to catch a big one this whole time.
Hey, I got a big one. Look, there's a 33-pounder in there.
Yeah.
It's just not the right species.
It's true.
I think this is going to be it. I've got a minute. Am I allowed to catch it? I caught it within a minute.
Yeah,
it.
man, you get this fight, surely.
Sweet.
I mean, that line tension looks rough, though.
Yeah. It's all or nothing now. If it's not one, then it's a big fat zilcho. I'm not seeing no jumping, which indicates it's not a bass. Or am I being blind and it is jumping?
Real life snags.
Again, definitely something we want to look into. So I know it's a major part in any fishing type, getting snagged and how to deal with it. Makes fishing in hot spots a lot more risky.
Wolf Tree Scooters wants more boats.
More boats? What sort of boat would you like?
Just more fancier stuff of what we've already got, or do you want a bit more variety?
They wouldn't take my idea for swamp boat, but like fan boat.
Jesse is Batman. You okay today? A nice hat.
Thank you, yeah, I'm not bad.
Jeremy unfollowed. Jeremy.
Oh.
Caught two 15-pound largemouth bass yesterday. Spotlight Gaming Network. Nice one. In for the big money straight away.
Off the bat. Oh.
Canal Map's School of Shred's favourite map. I like Canal as well. It's just, I suppose, because we were the Medway as well, fairly close to London, it's just quite a nice venue for us.
No. Big fat zero to beat. I'm not happy.
It's not over yet, bro. Okay.
Up to you if you want to restart your position
I'm
or
just,
stay in. I'll let you do what you like.
I'm just trying to get back used to the controls on the Xbox. I've been playing on PC for the last, like, I don't know how long. I just brain farted.
That is definitely a problem with switching between multi-platforms and testing on each platform, is remembering each one.
That's right, you're getting to the swing of it pretty quickly.
Wolf Tree Scooters, this game is awesome. I caught a 92-pound and a 9-ounce Wells catfish. Its name was Curiosity, and it's my personal best. Yeah, we've named like majority of the bass fish, so we hope you like them, because we do spend quite a bit of time doing it to make it a bit more fun.
Yeah, we try and vary it up between the fish. It does become hard, but, you know, it's a little bit of a chance for us to... Ooh. Oh, no. Too quick. Oh, puppy.
Artful Dodger, they also have feeder fishing with different feeder mix and feeders. Fish feed mixing options is something we've been looking into, so it's something we definitely want to do.
Get the booty shaker out there.
Give it a wiggle.
Surely I won't be catching any 2-pound.
I got a little perchy on one. Scooby Haze, maybe you could make it like real life when you snap off a lure and fishing you lose lures, then I'd have to submit and spend my tackle points. That is something that's come up a few times for should we do consumable items. There's a lot of arguments for and against. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't know, it doesn't really fit with the rest of our system. I would like to put some sort of, I guess, hindrance if you do snap your line, but I don't see us doing consumable items. We prefer having it that once you own it, you don't have to keep sinking tackle points into that sort of thing.
I think it's more as well just like a quality of life thing as well. Imagine, I mean, I know in real life that if you went to a lake with one lure and you lost it, you'd be screwed. You'd have to go to a shop or order one or whatever. We could make it like that in the game, but I don't know. It just feels. I think from my perspective, it feels quite annoying going back and forth between the lake and the UI just to buy more equipment to go back and lose it again potentially. Some people would rather their character would sit down rather. People want their character to sit down and to catch the fish.
I'm with you. I'm on the let me sit in the chair. But it comes down to a realistic thing that we have an amount of resources and an amount of features to put in the game, and it's like that's on the list. But where do you pull that from resources from another feature onto that one? So, for example, like more species opposed to sitting in a chair, I'm pretty sure 90% of people are going to vote to want more species.
It's cool, Scooby Hayes. You keep throwing the suggestions at us, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, more suggestions the better.
Gives us stuff to think about.
Yep.
More lakes in the USA, that is inevitable.
Still got a lot of land to cover in the USA, so yeah, that's a definite. Eric Higgs, booty shaker lure to catch at Sir Bassalot.
Get involved. I saw a lot of fish on the fish finder, sorry, but I'm not.
Oh, Richard Jones, this is actually the original. This is Lake Boulder, the original bass lake that we first ever developed. It's just been updated with newer species. So we've now got gar, tiger muskie, muskie, zander. Those are the 4 new ones we've added like over time because it's the second time it's had species injected into it.
So whenever we add a new species to the game because of a new venue, the plan is to always backfill lakes with the new species we've added as long as that lake's location would have had that species.
Pimp City, there's just normal gar, not long nosed gar at the moment, but it might come.
What happens if we both get 0 in this competition?
Then it's double or nothing next week.
Oh my days.
Well, not next week, our next stream. 'Cause probably be in about 3 weeks. Spotlight Gaming Network. Wear sunglasses and a hat at the same time. Yes. That's all I can say. It's on my list of things I'd like, from my perspective, a definite. Also a bit biased. I want beards.
Yeah.
Currently no bearded character models, which makes me sad. Can you make it with 2 people, get in the same boat from Wolf Tree Scooters? Again, yes, it's on the list of things we'd like. But again, it's going to take some time. I win because I caught all 3 last week. That is true. Is that where the win goes? If we don't get either or, Stephen wins by default.
No. Surely not.
Oh.
Stephen gets the old solo queue out.
Eric, someone mentioned about Eurofishing having more ambience. We have ambience in this because I know one of our audio guys got a specific bird sound from a specific species because it's native to that actual part of the USA. So, but if it's something that definitely needs ramping up, maybe definitely something we'd want to look at because if we can make the environment feel more realistic, it's definitely something we want to do. Do you have any plans to expand the multiplayer so we can join open lobbies and fish with many players? Kind of like Fishing Planet has, would make tournaments more fun. From Echo Side Demon. Yes, it's something we definitely want to look into. We understand our multiplayer needs.
Personally, I'm a big multiplayer kind of guy, so I definitely understand that you'd like to see a bit more improvement there. It's something that we definitely want to do. We're not sure how we're going to do it yet, but you can probably expect to see some changes to our multiplayer in the future. For sure, we definitely want to improve it. We want to make it more competitive if you want it to be, and you know, we just want it to be an all better round experience rather than just chucking you into a lake and leaving you to your own devices. Oh, it's another dud. Oh.
Part-time gamer 62, will you be putting in pike spinners like the ones from the UK? Haven't got any plans for it at the moment, but
the equipment's something that's always expanding anyway, so even though we haven't said, oh yeah, we're going to do this, it's something that could easily happen in the future.
Yeah. Same with that is like we want
hello.
A little bit too shallow there. It's definitely, if it's something like that, we have to do the research because we want to replicate it in game as close to real life as we can. So
definitely staying away from your cove. It's tainted.
Oh,
it's
spooked.
I see something.
I'm saying that's a cluster. Wolf Tree Scoots asks, can I play with you? Not at the moment, as we're doing this little Freedom Fish Tom, but I think as we keep getting asked for a little multiplayer session, we're going to have to
open the doors.
Yeah. Actually arrange a multiplayer session, I think, is going to have to happen. So yeah, we can do, again, we'll have to arrange platforms, but we can do up to 8 if we do it on PC, so that could be fun. Handlong Assassin, bought this with high hopes. This was an avid fisherman gamer. Seems like a no-brainer, except that was also a methodology of development and approach, and this just such. Sorry it didn't meet your expectations, but do you have any feedback as to what you think we could change to make it meet your expectations?
Is there a focus on fish AI using strategy to hunt down bass, etc., or simply using Fish Finder with random spawns? So the spawns aren't totally random. The fish will look, this works for all of our species, they look for natural cover in the environment, and they look for areas that they would expect to find food as well. So just like in real life, if you see like, I don't know, like a cove or a dip in the lake bed or something, you could probably expect there to be fish around that area.
Nice B-boy
Hold up a sec. This is a fight.
Ooh, we might have a potential. Jet skis and dynamite. I don't think that's on the...
Jet skis and dynamite. Sounds,
it sounds OP.
Sounds like an update for a different game.
It would be effective, but wrong. That's all I could say for our sort of game.
Come on. Oh, it does look nice though. Colours on that one.
I know, their little face.
Mm.
I'll have to give it a pat. No, it's alright. Put you back.
Okay.
Handlong Assassin retrieval methods. Yep. It's something else we'd like to expand on. And then also linking that with certain equipment.
The thing with retrieval methods is very hard to get them into the game and be able to recognise them, because we have to set it up so that the game's engine can recognise the input as you're doing it on the controller or on the keyboard.
Eric Hicks, there is a good post on Steam about this Bass AI depth finder strategy. You have real life fishermen looking for this game after all. This time?
Where was this Reddit, sorry?
It was the post we saw with the picture of
the
the cover. So we have seen it, as we do look, because a lot of people accuse us of not looking. We are looking. So your feedback like that is greatly appreciated. And we do have anglers looking at the game, like not just online. Like in-house anglers obviously do also work on this game. So
we have in-house, and then we also have contacts especially for the bass fishing, we've had to make some contacts out in America for people that are a lot more familiar with it. It's been a learning experience for everyone. It's been fun. No plans for kayaks on smaller lakes at the moment.
I'm sure jet skis and dynamites would be fun, but I don't think it's going to help us. But thank you, Speed.
He's taking me for a run, this guy.
Gen game is so relaxing, right? I didn't even know half an hour had gone for my sync because I was just chilled out catching fish, and we do like that you get both aspects of that we have the tournament section and the online tournaments as well. If you want to do the Dovetail live events, it's meant to be highly competitive in that sense, but if you just want to sit, fish for an hour, then who's to say there's one way to enjoy it? Eric, thanks. We get upset because the game is so perfect in most ways and fails in some obvious. Yeah, no, I think that's fully justified. And again, it's feedback like that helps us to get it right. That there's a lot of components being worked on by so many people to get it all functionality perfectly. It takes time, so it's something that we definitely want to take on board and improve it to make it perfect. So, by all means, it's much appreciated. Compacted Hydra on Lake Boulder, original Bass Lake.
Supposedly targeting gar and muskies.
Apparently.
That's the rumour.
I had a good fishing session.
Yeah, I mean, I feel not done bad. I was getting quite a lot of small stuff, small fry at the beginning, but
just dusting off the cobbler, warming up.
I'm going to blame it on the fact that I've been using basic cast control.
What a nice little cluster there, though.
That's probably how I would drive a boat in real life, FYI.
How long assassin? No, didn't think you were knocking us once. Like, you've got to be able to take the criticism and feedback, otherwise it'd just be delusional to think there isn't stuff that we could improve on. Otherwise we'd be done and I wouldn't have a job.
It's always good to be passionate anyway. I mean, I know that it's easy to take that the wrong way sometimes, but at the end of the day, when we know the customers are like not happy with something in the game, we know it's because they're passionate about fishing and they just want it to be the best it can be, right? And if you're sticking around to see us grow and make it better, then, you know, props to you. And thank you for all the feedback. Just keep getting it in and we'll just keep doing what we can.
True that. Infernal Gadget, put 3 carp rods out and see how relaxing it is. It is relaxing. Until you got to reel in a fatty, then not so much. Speed. No, there are no deep sea options. Not yet. Austria New, we are doing some freedom fishing. We're having a little in-house competition to see who can catch the biggest gar, muskie or tiger musk. And I didn't catch any in half an hour. I caught some bass, bluegill and a 32-pound pike. But that's not what we're doing.
I mean, we've got about 50, I've got about
That's been our catch
10
summary.
minutes left, 10 to 15 minutes left.
Our catch summary is going to be pretty nice, other than none of the species that we want. High grade, when's live bait and dead bait coming? We don't have a set date. All we know is like we have it on the table that we want to do it, but how far that comes along and what extent it goes to comes down to research, planning and resources. So we don't have a set it's happening yet. Part-time gamer, double boilies. Would that be OP? so would you want double hooks though, or put 2 boilies on the same hook? What is the best lake on this game? Any secret to finding fishing spots?
So, for fishing spots, here's another. So yeah, generally speaking, you want to look for structures around the water, or like, see these weeds around here. In theory, there'll be fish hanging around here looking for food. You can see my fish finders going off now. But generally speaking, if it's a lake with a boat on, fish finder's your best friend.
It's the same even like on the mini map. You can like locate structure from like where bits are pointing out as well. Fish in real life, and they're designed in this game to congregate around those structures. So that's the first eye bite, and then using your fish finder when you get there to drive over it, where it's scanning behind your boat, will tell you what you've just driven over. So then you should stop, turn around, cast into it, and retrieve through it with whatever lure you're using at the depth you want to go. Infernal Gate, bite alarms are constantly ringing with no time to look at the scenery. It's a request we've had come up that people would like to be able to toggle them off. Or we've been looking at other methods to maybe have them only go off for a little while. But it's definitely something we're aware of and want to get implemented. And alongside, I would strongly look at how baits free fall in water, especially plastics. Any recommendation onto that? Because from how we looked at it from our gameplay perspective was based on the weight, size of the lure, obviously the water density, and then how fast it drops. So it's something we consider, but if it's something we could definitely improve on, then definitely worth looking into it. Gen EDA, rivers, oceans should be part of a fishing game. Also imagine fishing in the Amazon. I said Amazon fishing the other day. They've got some crazy fish. And the aesthetic, again, definitely somewhere not many people I think are going to get to fish in real life. So I think that's definitely a cool place to look. But yeah, at the moment we all obviously would like to look at other fishing locations and different styles like sea or ocean fishing. But at the moment we're still focusing on mainly bass and carp because they're the 2 areas that we've got a lot of content in, but we want to get it perfect. So we're not looking right now to add another fishing style. So Eric Hicks, the tournament pros use the depth finder monitoring water temperature to find bass by underwater trees. They do, which we also do. So the bass in the game are programmed to have an optimum temperature that they like, and based on the water temperature of the lake they will move towards it, and they also consider what structure is around them and food sources. So you can obviously use your fish finder for that as well, that you should be reading those stuff. But I'll admit the fish finder we have in game is nowhere near the high end. If you look at a real fish finder, the high end ones can do like 3D scanning of the actual lake. Like our fish finder, I'll admit, is not as in depth as something at that high end. Sorry, White Snowman, there's a lot of questions coming up. I'll try and get to it, but it's scrolling pretty fast.
Go closer to the rock. Go right.
You got your instructions.
Go over here. I'm talking about going around there. There's the right.
Parham, good game. Thank you. We think so.
We're not biased at all. Even on the fish finder as well. I can't really see anything. Nice.
Huey Cornet love fishing. So do we. I wish we got to go more often.
We got by the
By the
fish.
bench.
I'll give it the old fan out now.
Get that fan action on. Let's add some simple bars to the depth weight. It's so ugly right now. It serves a purpose. I admit it's definitely not perfect, as we said. It's definitely something I think we could look at improving. But again, if you're looking at adding the functionality of like the top end ones, that's a lot of work. All tree scooters, like for different boats. I don't know what a John boat is. I don't think they put jet skis in. Do people fish off of jet skis? Like legit, I've never looked. Because obviously people do off canoes, but it's not something we've been looking at doing at the moment. Jen, biggest fish to row in so far. What's the biggest fish we had this session? If you have a look at our... here's the first.
Nearly 33 pound.
So I mean, if we were going just normal fishing, I'd say that's an alright day. I know we're not, because we want those species. But
Wait, is it me onwards where I got the chain pickerel and then the black crappie? I think that was all me onwards.
I think so.
So you've definitely got the biggest catch with that pike.
It's this big.
Going away.
Rory Cornet, I'm ice fishing right now. Real life or virtually? Either or, fair play. Andy River is better than Euro. We like to think so. We hope so.
Oh yeah, loads of this stuff's massive.
Yeah. And a lot of people's hard effort, but the big old push.
Going back home.
Depot side team would really like to see us play some multiplayer. Had a few friends who could play with. We'd like to see how it all works before making a decision to buy. I'd also recommend to friends. Yeah, I think it's going to happen. You're not the only one who's been bringing up the multiplayer, so I think we'll have to try and... We're going to have to set up some slots or something. I'll chat to Stephen about getting it set up. He's the man in the know. I'm going to look it up because I'm really impressed if people fish off of jet ski.
That straight
Work
in.
on getting bass to break the water. As in jumping out spotlight, because that is something you can see a little bit of in this build, but it is still ongoing development for making them breach the water. But it does work nicely sometimes because it is a chance whether the fish does it. If it's a top water lure and you see it break the water as it takes it, it is exciting. Especially when it's fat. Big time, 100% better than Eurofishing. That's it, legit. Sign that.
Oh man. I mean, even just like graphically, just look at it graphically, it's like, whew.
Loose Matty, worst game of 2019. Well,
Don't read that out.
we came out in 2018, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure if I go on the Steam list, I could find something.
I mean, some of the stuff on there is pretty questionable at best anyway.
Mm-hmm. TTX Ice Smitty just says, yo, what's up?
Oh my day, there's another puppy. Little baby.
Try not to get fired at work, laugh out loud. Alt tab, alt tab. That's dedication, fair play to you. Hope you don't get fired. Spotlight Gaming, underwater cam when fish is hooked. It's come up before. It's not on the list right now, but it's come up in development, so it isn't something we would rule out that we wouldn't do. But if we do it, we definitely want to give it the attention because that's a big feature that we'd want to get right.
Team bass tournaments would be awesome.
Oh yeah. What would you call your bass team?
Baker's Bass. I don't know.
Always getting.
Be the alliteration.
I could see the logo for that now. Would it have a chef hat on?
It would be a fish with a chef hat. A bass with a chef hat, to be specific.
I could see that on a jersey. Make it happen. Anyone good with Photoshop in the chat? Make it happen. Can you guys add more structure like trees underwater from Watery School? We would like to. It's again partly comes down to what Lake were doing though. As obviously we base them on geographical locations, so if there aren't any, we don't like to just plop them in for gameplay perspective. But if it's a lake that obviously has it, then yeah, it's something we definitely want to do.
That's one of the cool things about Lake Arnold as it goes, is wait, Lake Arnold? Or Alabama Lake?
Some people do that. Where is everyone? There's Fury Cornet is in Wisconsin. I'm just curious, where is everybody at right now? To get just a scope. I'm going to butcher that. Is it Kruger? Krueger? Just says sup.
Sup? Keep it simple. Oh, I just want to get one more fish, and I think that's my lot really. Come on.
In Louisiana. That's in Tadpoles in Bath. Erickson, Midwest USA. Drunken Rednecks in Texas. Salty Courts in Essex. I can't pronounce your bass team name just because I like it, but I can't say that. Got double Essex going on with Darth Badger. Turtwise Light, that's a fantastic name. He's in Missouri. Jen's in California. Spotlight Gaming, Oklahoma. Is there any truth that I've heard about a very famous and huge and much loved Wells? He could say the cat, he could say the cat is out of the bag.
Richard, keep your lips sealed.
All I say is watch this space on that one. Big Times from Manchester. Scooby Hayes from Durham. Compacted Hydra in West Coast USA. Mr. Super Cooper. That's a good name. Such rolls off the tongue for that. That's one's in New York.
Satisfying.
Scooby Hayes in UK. Coronet's got 25 inches of snow. That's a lot.
Really?
That's a hinge. Like a fat snow angel.
That sounds grim.
So I'm in two minds about it. I like building snowmen, so I don't want to drive in it. I can't stand driving in the snow. But if I'm allowed to just build something out of it, it's a good time. Is the DLC planned to be free, or will there be a pass to buy it of some sort? We did the quad pack for the original one, so you can buy them as a collection. Can you also buy them separately?
Surely, yeah.
I think so. So yeah, it's kind of whether you want to buy all of them in a quad pack or buy them separately. But that's at the moment the current DLC, so there will be other stuff coming on after that. Any info on Lake Dillon? Are we allowed to talk about Lake Dillon?
I'm not really sure what to say about it, to be honest. Depends what they're looking for.
Josh Wilson, Bridgewater. Lake Dillon. I just think of Arnie when people keep saying Dylan though. Dylan. Sunglasses. We need more sunglasses. That's just fact. What doesn't work?
When you're big ballers like me and Sam, you don't have to worry about buying the latest fishing DLC. It's quite the life.
Life of luxury. Is that Mr. Linkster chiming in from Canada? Been to Canada, it's nice.
I have a friend who did a gap year. Did a gap year in Canada for a year.
Did he like it?
He loved it.
I'd like to go back. All Out Oblivion, that's a good name.
A Metropolitan Lake, yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool, man.
Game looks amazing. Got friends that recommend. New word on content: ice fishing, fly fishing, deep sea fishing. Curious to see where you guys are gonna go with this game. Fishing styles at the moment, we are sticking with Predator and Carp. That we want to get those styles right, but it's definitely something we wouldn't ever rule out to want to move on to them, but definitely in the long term. But thank you. We appreciate the nice comments as well. Our art team does strive to make these things look beautiful, so give a little hand to them.
Yeah, I think I do need to mix it out one more.
Where do you think we did put a Metropolitan Lake though?
I'm not sure. We did do something similar in Eurofishing. We had a
The dock
urban
one.
lake, and it was set in just like a
London dock side, wasn't
yeah. There we go. Just needed to change the lure. See, thank you, Free Drake.
it? Yeah.
Chat's OP.
Negative points for that for chat helping you out. Not a power ball.
Well, I mean, even if you, yeah, it's fine. Neither one of us managed to catch
I'd be
I'd
be happy if you got one
Yeah.
this stage.
I'd beg. It's
What sounded like, yeah, that would be an exciting competition. We
zoning out on
found.
this fight a little bit though.
But that's good though. Shows you're in the zone.
No, it was the opposite.
Oh.
I was getting
Thinking
depressed
about
thinking about the
strats.
fish that I haven't caught. But I almost forgot about the one right in front of me, which was also not the species I was targeting, but we'll take it.
Bass Pro Gear. Mainly comes down to Bass Pro really. If it's anything licensed like that, there's a lot of legal stuff to go through, but
I don't know how we're going to do this right, because on one hand, Sam caught a 33-pound pike, but he only caught 5 fish. On the other hand, I didn't catch anything even close to 33 £, but I caught 1, 2, 3,
right.
4, 5, 6,
we'll
7,
do,
8,
we'll
9.
do double down.
It's going to have to be a double down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man, look how many fish we've caught and none of them...
I'm surprised. I know we did make
It's been a rough day.
tiger musty harder to find. That is generally a thing because they are, in real life, not as common as a normal muskie.
Oh, Meg. They want Meg back bigger and better. Well...
You know what to do, hashtag Meg.
Just not even final form. That we leave it at that. But I think that brings us towards the end.
I think so.
I'm a bit sad still.
I am a bit that we didn't get one of the species we wanted, but I've had still a fun time doing some fishing and chatting about fishing.
Always nice to get on stream with you guys. Always love it when you give us feedback and tell us what you think and all the new suggestions. Yeah, it's been fun.
So yeah, we'll say goodbye for this week then. So thank you for joining us. So I hope to see you all again soon. But yeah, also more feedback. Never enough.
Yeah, keep throwing it at us. We might try and come out with some sort of sign-off one day. I don't know. Get something catchy. Something that's going to be good to say goodbye on, but we're just going to be awkward about it for now.
Yeah. Take care.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.
Bye.